Hey there, welcome to another vinyl update. Thrift store vinyl, with the exception of the last two records, they're new. Didn't buy them at thrift stores. But I just felt like, keep calling it thrift finds. Doesn't matter. The majority of the records I'm going to show you are thrift finds. Anyway, before I start, I want to thank you for watching. And if you want to leave some comments, please go ahead. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. Let's get started. First up, this is a reissue from 1976. This is Judy Collins, In My Life. I think it originally came out in 1965, could be. But not too long ago, there was an article in Mojo magazine that I just read and I enjoyed. So I thought, you know what, let's buy this. It's on, like I said, Elektra. Originally from 1967, it says. Yeah, just had to pick that up. Then an album that I really enjoyed. I like these comps. This is Supergroups on Top, Volume 2, on the Carousel label. This is a German label. I think they might have been affiliated to Polydor, maybe? That's the label. It's a compilation that features The Who, John Mayall, Taste, Thunderclap Newman, Eric Clapton, Ten Wheel Drive, Jimi Hendrix, Golden Earring, Stone the Crows, Julie Driscoll, Brian Auger, and Trinity, Ginger Baker's Air Force, and Cream. So it's a lot of, cool late 60s, early 70s like rock music. So pretty happy with that one. Then this one, it was pricier, €4.95. But I never heard this one. This is Hypothesis by Vangelis. Released in, I believe, 1979, 1978. I don't know. Mine is a second issue, maybe, from 1980 on the Oxford label. This is a Italian label. At least this is an Italian pressing. The songs on here, there's two songs, Hypothesis Part 1 and Hypothesis Part 2. They have been recorded in 1971, but apparently Vangelis didn't want them to be released. It says something like a BYG recording, so I don't know if it was originally planned for BYG, which is a experimental prog / jazz label. And that's what this is. This is experimental jazz with prog elements. Not a lot of electronic stuff, but excuse me, but interesting nonetheless. The cover is pretty, I like it, it's cool, but it doesn't sound like the music. I don't know whether or not I'm going to keep this one, but this was an interesting find. Then I also picked up this one. This is Meccano, self-titled, but this is not the Dutch Meccano. I knew it, so I wasn't, bummed out, because Dutch Meccano is post-punk. This is Spanish Meccano, and they are pop, synth pop. This is a heavily water damaged sleeve, as you can see. Late 80s, they had a huge hit with Hijo de la Luna. This is pretty substandard, pop with a little bit of synth in it. Came out in 1982. But I just thought, let's pick that up. The next two I picked up today, so I don't know what they sound like. I don't even know what they basically are. First up is Thelma Jones. I believe this is the self-titled album. It's on Columbia Records. and it came out in 1978. No idea if this is funk, if this is soul, if this is disco, but I just thought, let's pick that up. This one was very interesting. It's a soundtrack to a movie called The Choir Boys. I never ever heard, I never knew this album existed. I have seen the movie, I think, years and years and years ago. And I don't know what the music is like. It's done by Frank Deval. So I don't know if it's like, straightforward, just soundtrack music, or maybe a little funky or a little bit rock thing in it. It could be anything. So no, it's a movie about cops, and it's directed by Robert Aldrich. It's on MCA Records. So I have no clue. I need to listen to this. Now on to the new vinyl. I'm going to leave this one for last, because that's a special one. This is the new release by Benjamin Herman. Benjamin Herman, Dutch saxophone player, jazz musician. I think a year or two ago, he released an album called Bughouse, where he was experimenting with punk and experimental rock music in his jazz sound. He just full on continues. The album is called Nostalgia Blitz, and for him it's a nostalgic trip back to the early 80s when no wave and punk were basically experimenting with jazz, and they were creating some really, really cool stuff. Inner sleeve, it's black vinyl. On here is corporations with, among other, John Cooper Clarke. So if you're into punk rock, like 70s punk, British punk, you might know John Cooper Clarke, who was a poet, a punk poet. But yeah, this is an interesting listen. I still need to listen to it, but from what I sampled, it is a different album from what I normally hear from Mr. Benjamin Herman. He normally does either, straightforward jazz or a little bit more of a Latin jazz thing. But this is, special album. I need to get it back in the sleeve. I will do that later. Last album that I got before I end this is a short video. It's the new A$AP Rock. This is called ITS, Integrated Tech Solutions. It's a double album on Rhymesayers. I only heard like a couple of tracks off of here, and it's amazing. This is the gatefold. Sleeves. This is there's this. I need to. Where is it? Or this little piece of plastic. Oh, there it is. Or the tape sticker on the sleeve. This one. Description is it's a double white color vinyl album. Here it is. It's artwork by Justin Coro Kaufman. Beautiful artwork. And then the inner sleeves are embossed reverse board printed record sleeves. That's this. They're embossed, as you can see. I don't know why they call it that, but... And it basically says which disc the record, which of the two discs this is in the sleeve. Disc one. For those who don't know A$AP Rock, he's a rapper, producer, I think, and he's pretty cool. Subject matter is all over the place. This, from what I hear, is a really amazing album. So pretty happy with this one, the new A$AP Rock. And that's it. That's my update. there we are. Thanks for watching. Again, like I said, leave some comments. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.